Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Now, we all are in agreement that if we sell both Xhaka and Partey, getting Declan Rice and Lavia, just the two of them, that would not be enough. That is something we all agree on. We still need other midfielders. We've been talking about, personally, I would have kept Xhaka and Partey, and then I would have loved to add at least one or two midfielders on top of that. But now, since Xhaka and Partey are looking likely to leave, Xhaka seems like they already had agreed that he is going to leave way before the season ended. And for Thomas Partey, it's circumstances that we cannot control if he has to leave. I don't think it's anything to do with his playing ability on the pitch. So that is two very, very solid midfielders we are losing in our midfield. Now, if we sign Rice and Lavia, and then we also have Jorginho, that is still not enough because I see Lavia as a backup player or someone who's going to be a backup for at least the first season. Yes, he's played in the Premier League before, especially last season. But in terms of, I don't really see us starting Lavia like in an away game against PSG. I would not trust him yet. And for Jorginho, yes, you can. For Jorginho, see him as a person you can bring on to control the game. If you're up by one goal and you need control of the position in midfield, that is the kind of player I see Jorginho as. So we all are in agreement that Rice and Lavia are not enough for us. Not just the two. The two are not enough. So in terms of midfield, we've been talking about. There's only like four midfielders who've been talked about this transfer window so far. Caicedo, Rice, Lavia, and also Zubimendi. Until now, there's one more midfield that has now been talked about. Finally, we've not been linked with too many midfielders, but finally one has popped up, and his name is Milinkovic-Savic, so we'll talk about him and how exciting that signing would be. And also the latest on Romeo Lavia. So we already know whatever is going on with Declan Rice. Let's hope we can get that deal done this week. But what about Lavia? What's the latest on him? Well, according to reports from Ryan Taylor, I know they've been discussing personal terms with his agent and Lavia, who would be 100% open to joining Arsenal. It does not look like there's concrete interest, but at this moment in time, the price tag will have to drop. So there is concrete interest, as Fabrizio Romano already reported a couple of days ago that personal terms have already been agreed and the deal is progressing swiftly. So that is good. That would be a good signing for us, 100%. But if we get rid of Xhaka and Partey, it is not enough. I don't see Lavia as a direct replacement for Xhaka. Like, Xhaka did a lot for our team. I mean, it wasn't always a walk in the park, or it wasn't always nice between Xhaka and the fans. But especially last season, you saw how much he did for us. You cannot just afford to lose Granit Xhaka and replace him with Lavia. First of all, I don't think he can do that job. And second, you're putting too much pressure on him. Lavia is someone who should come into the team, start on the bench, come on for Rice one day. Starting in a game, in a midweek game that's like a Carabao Cup game. Premier League, you can come on for the last 20 minutes, gain some experience, learn from Jorginho, learn from Declan Rice, learn from Odegaard, different things, learn the system as you go on. By the time you get to 2021, you're absolutely perfect for our midfield. Already understood everything. You've been here for a year or a couple of years, and everything you understand it. But instead of throwing him to the team straight away, that would be terrible for us. Guendouzi, remember we did the same with Guendouzi. Guendouzi is supposed to be a backup player, second team player. Some were talking about him being in the academy, but he came and threw him straight to the team. He actually did okay for us, to be honest, especially in the bigger games against like Tottenham. Guendouzi did very, very well. But for Lavia, don't want us to put that pressure on him like we did with Lokonga and Tavares. Although the Lokonga and Tavares situations were different because we had to after Tierney and Partey got injured. Now, Milinkovic-Savic has come onto Arsenal's radar. Now, this would be a superb signing. Like, if you get Lavia, Milinkovic-Savic, and Rice now, that is an exciting team. I can be like, you know what, that as well as Rice, as Havertz, and Odegaard as well, Jorginho, that would be very exciting. That will mean that we have numbers, because before selling Xhaka and Partey, we still needed one or two midfielders. Now, after selling Xhaka and Partey, you cannot just directly replace them. I don't think it's easy directly replacing Xhaka and Partey. If you're improving in that position, like if let's say we had Denilson starting in our midfield, and then you sell Denilson and then you bring Rice, you don't really need another backup, because if that was not your problem, you just needed a quality fast team player. But right now we had quality fast team players, needed backups, and if you're selling Xhaka and Partey, you need someone to absolutely replace them, like someone on that level. But also, our other problem was backup players. So that is another problem. So what's the latest on Milinkovic-Savic? Well, according to Car Sports, Arsenal are weighing up a move for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who is currently valued at 40 million, as he only has 1 year left on his contract. It's reported that Arsenal could make a move for the player as a priority if they lose Thomas Partey. That would be an amazing signing. I can't even explain to you. This is a guy who's perfected that central midfield position, and he can also play in the Thomas Partey role. Like Thomas Partey role, Xhaka role. I'd see him more in the Xhaka role, and then Declan Rice in the Thomas Partey role, and all of a sudden you've switched to your midfield. This is a guy who not only defends. Remember, Xhaka contributed 7 goals for us in the Premier League. Now, Milinkovic-Savic has been at Lazio for 8 years, and his goal numbers, last season he had 9 goals. The previous season he had 11. The previous season he had 8 goals. The previous season he had 7, then 5, then 12. And in all competitions, he usually gets 14, 11, 10 goals in a season. So that is a player who's going to not only contribute for us in midfield, but also in terms of attacking. And at only 40 million, this is a player I absolutely love. We've not been talking about too many midfielders in this transfer window in terms of targets, but we know that midfield is one of the positions that we need to sort out. And now that Xhaka and Partey are going in, there's also a chance that Jorginho could end up leaving. We are leaving our midfield short. Do I think Arteta and Edu have a plan for this? Yes, for sure. I don't think they're just going to sell Xhaka and Partey and then just bring Rice and Lavia. That is what the media is making us believe. I'm sure they're thinking of other players like a Zubamendi or someone. But a second player, a third midfield player that we should be going for is someone like a Milinkovic-Savic. Absolutely perfect for our midfield. And he can rotate with Declan Rice. However, if he starts as a number 6 or as a number 8, it will be perfect for us. So this is a signing I'd absolutely vouch for 40 million pounds. Absolutely incredible. And if you bring him in Lavia, then we have the option of bringing Lavia from the bench. You have the option of bringing Havertz from the bench. You have the option of bringing Jorginho from the bench, and that would be beneficial for us. For example, in the Champions League, if you only have Rice and Lavia, I don't see us starting with Rice, Lavia, and Odegaard in the Champions League. So what happens if Rice is unavailable? Do you start with Jorginho, Lavia, and Odegaard away at Real Madrid, away at Barcelona? That is a bit suicidal. But if you have Rice and Milinkovic-Savic, who's played in the Italian Serie A, the top level for 8 years, Europa League games here, and I think they've qualified for the Champions League as well across that 8 years. That is an experienced player. And then you add Rice, who's played the top level for his country, especially, and has just won the Conference League. And then you also have Odegaard, who's played for Arsenal, played for Real Madrid. And then you have the option of bringing in a Euro winner in Jorginho. And you can also bring Havertz if you need to attack as well. That would be amazing for us. So Milinkovic-Savic has been, his name is going to be, I know how to say his name, but when you say it too many times, you're going to confuse yourself. But especially if he joins Arsenal, we will be saying it a lot. So Milinkovic-Savic is in the news today. Let's hope we can get a deal done for him. I think that would be a fantastic signing. That would be now an exciting window. If you have a window where you've bought Milinkovic-Savic, Rice, Lavia, Havertz, and Timber, that is an exciting transfer window. And then we're not it's not guaranteed that it's only going to be those 4 or 5 players. We could end up getting a loan deal. We could end up getting a free agent. Who knows? But according to what Arteta said earlier on today in terms of looking at signings, they have signings in their mind. They have the targets in their minds, and they're trying to get all the signings sorted. It will be hard to get all of them sorted by pre-season. The Rice one and the Timber one, I think they're going to be done before preseason alongside the Havertz one. But the others like Milinkovic-Savic and Lavia is going to be difficult. I think it's going to take more time. If we get someone like a Milinkovic-Savic, I don't think it's going to be right now. It's going to be like after a few weeks. Definitely not now. And then on top of that as well, there's no guarantee that you're going to get Lavia. That's the other thing. That's why I'm like, they definitely have to have more midfielders in mind, because there's no guarantee that we are going to get someone like a Lavia, Milinkovic-Savic. So the likes of Zubamendi have been discussed. The likes of before we've been talking about players like Douglas Luiz and all that, but we've moved from that stage now. Like, you're not on that level of getting players like Douglas Luiz to start for us. We've gone to the next level. We will be in the Champions League, and we want quality players in every position, especially midfield. Unless you're going to start a 15-year-old. No, the 15-year-old is actually leaving. Nwaneri, the guy who made his debut and became the youngest player to play for in the Premier League, the youngest player to ever play in the Premier League when he came on against Brentford. Well, Chelsea want him. According to Felix Johnston, Chelsea have made an offer to Arsenal youngster Ethan Nwaneri. Chelsea are really pushing. The player is yet to make a firm decision on his future. Don't go to Chelsea. Don't go. Not because they are a rival, just don't go and ruin your career. There's not too many players who come from Chelsea's academy and make it. They're usually sent out on like 7, 8 loan spells, and then you never hear from them. We recently sent Omari Hutchinson there, and I don't think it's going that well. I've not really followed him 100%, but I've watched him a couple of times playing against Arsenal, and it's not looked that good at all. And then I think they're trying to loan him out to something. I don't think it has worked out for him. So Nwaneri, you can go to any other team, but not Chelsea. In terms of young players to be developed, you rather even go to a Man City or something. But like Chelsea, don't go to Chelsea. You can stay at Arsenal and get developed, unless you're frustrated. Like, I don't understand why you'd be frustrated. I mean, did he expect to play every single day at 15, at 16? I don't know why I've not really followed that story. But if you want to play regularly and develop more, just don't go to Chelsea. Go to any other team's academy, and then you'll be back. Because Chelsea usually have too many players and they never make it. The likes of Declan Rice were all in Chelsea's academy, and they were gotten rid of. The likes of Ket and all those guys. Just don't go to Chelsea's academy, Nwaneri. But he'll not be starting in our midfield, that's for sure. Next season, he'll not be there. So let me know what you think about Milinkovic-Savic. For me, I think it'd be perfect. In the Xhaka role, he can score goals. He can defend very well. He's only 28 years of age, and he only has 1 year remaining in his contract at Lazio. Would be perfect for me. But another thing, again, I forgot to mention, Lazio also wanted Jorginho. So could they ask for a swap deal plus money? I don't know. That's one to keep an eye on, because Sarri really wanted Jorginho, but Jorginho said he wants to stay. So there is that. But that is his home country, so might he want to go there and change his mind? I don't know. But I'd love to keep Jorginho either way. Thank you for watching, and I'll definitely catch up with you guys on the next one.